Welcome back to another segment of Michigan Conservative Roundtable. My name's TJ. Please like, share, subscribe. And if you think you're subscribed, you might want to confirm you're subscribed because a couple of you guys have informed us that you were mysteriously unsubscribed. Last week I read in the Gateway Pundit that Mark Levin said something on his radio program this past week. And upon reading it, brought to my mind something a man by the name of Niccolo Machiavelli wrote in the year 1513 in The Prince. The two, Mark Levin and Machiavelli, don't have hardly anything in common except for a thought, an observation on Machiavelli's part. In The Prince, he wrote, "The Swiss are well armed and very free." Now, virtually all of us have heard the phrases, the might makes right, the end justifies the means, and that's the essence of Machiavellianism, or I like to refer to it as political pragmatism. But Niccolo Machiavelli noticed that the Swiss people, they were pretty well armed, and they weren't exactly subjugated like the rest of Europe at that time. It is believed that Switzerland is the oldest existing democracy in the world. And this brings me back to what Mark Levin said in his radio program last week. Mark Levin said, "Thank God our framers gave us the right to bear arms." And I believe he meant writing the Second Amendment into the Bill of Rights. I would add to that thought, thank God enough of us have exercised that Second Amendment right. Mark Levin believes, I concur, that had it not been for a large or high volume of gun ownership here in this country, the Democrats might have rolled over us similarly to the likes of Lenin in Russia or, say, maybe Mao in China. Need I remind everyone what was taken from us last year? The Democrats' angst with us is, well, too many of us are well armed. And if it goes beyond that, many of us who are armed, well, we shoot a little too good. Heaven forbid a civilian have shooting abilities on par with law enforcement. Can't have that. One thing I hope you take away from this segment, if you haven't exercised your Second Amendment right, do so immediately. And I might make a suggestion here. If you don't have an AR, buy one. There are affordable ones on the market made by Smith & Wesson, Palmetto State, Bushmaster. Put optics on it, along with a pop-up peep sight. I'm a firm believer that 2 is 1, 1 is none. Make sure they're both zeroed. Get a 12-gauge pump. Doesn't have to be a $2,000 Benelli. Mossberg ought to do you just fine. And a quality 9mm handgun, Smith, Glock, one of the quality manufacturers. The reason why I say 9mm is it's the most affordable caliber to shoot, and a 9mm plus P or plus P plus will get you close enough to the bottom end of .357 ballistics. And if you have any money left over, perhaps a bolt action with a quality 9 or 10 scope on it, 9 or 10 power scope. All gun snobbery aside, you don't need the latest, the greatest, or the best. You just need something. Purchase what you can afford, and then practice with it. Truth of the matter is, most firearms and ammunition, they're more accurate than the shooter. Don't worry about not being a Navy SEAL. None of us are. None of us will be. But you do need to be proficient. In closing, let us take to heart the words of Niccolo Machiavelli. and be well armed and very free. My name's TJ. As always, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.